Now, GOT7, JYP's newest boy band, has established itself as a new K-pop icon, not just here in Korea, but all across Asia. And today, our Denny Hong joins us to tell us more about this 7-member boy band. Good morning.
Good morning, Denny. Good morning. That's right. So GOT7, they debuted in Korea in January of this year, and then in the summertime they debuted officially in Thailand, and now next week they're making their official debut in Japan. So we're going to look at how they have been promoting themselves over the past year and look at some of the, I guess, other elements of their popularity and I guess what they're going to be doing in the future. Let's take a look. They have started the stage with their powerful performances and charisma. Hip-hop boy band GOT7 has got it all. From their debut, the group has been in the spotlight both in Korea and abroad. They managed to nab first place on the Billboard World Album Chart and dominated charts in Thailand, also soaring to the top. The group is scheduled to make their debut in Japan on the 22nd, but already they have a huge following as a leading Hallyu idol group. They are poised to take on the global stage, and we look at their brewing potential. Back in January, the newcomers unveiled themselves amid huge expectations. They rose to the challenge and hit up the K-pop scene.
Very flashy moves.
GOT7 is the first boy band created by entertainment agency JYP in 6 years. There's been no shortage of attention from their predecessors, 2PM, and the industry itself.
이 갓세븐 친구들을 데뷔하기 전부터 이렇게 볼 때마다 뭔가 이렇게 잘 챙겨주고 싶더라고요. 그냥 애들이 예뻤어요.
This is because they are believed to be one of the next powerhouses for the upcoming decade in the K-pop industry, along with SM Entertainment's EXO and YG's Winner. Following the explosive popularity of second-generation K-pop names such as Dongbang, Big Bang, and 2PM, the winds of change are in the works, with agencies putting out new groups.
The idol target audience is people in their teens and 20s. The groups from the past keep on getting older, so they need to create a new fan base. So each agency is coming out with new groups.
What's noticeable about the third-generation idol groups is that from the very beginning, their aim has been the global market. Targeting the $5.1 billion US market, GOT7 has been well-positioned itself to ride a wave of popularity from other countries. With its mini-album, Got It, released 3 weeks after their debut, the group took over first place on the Billboard World Chart, a remarkable start for the group. In August, they made a splash in Thailand, and their special album release there entered the weekly charts, landing first place. The album itself sold out upon release. This popularity looks like it will repeat itself in Japan. Ahead of their official debut there on the 22nd, 2 songs from their debut album, Around the World, have already grabbed the top spot on the country's largest ringtone chart. Where does this popularity in other countries come from? One of the biggest reasons is their multinational makeup that targets the global market. Bam Bam is from Thailand, Mark is Taiwanese-American, and Jackson is from Hong Kong, meaning nearly half of their 7 members are from other countries. And there's a reason for this specific makeup.
Recently, sales overseas have jumped by 60%, especially by bringing in members from other countries. From the agency's point of view, it helps immensely with overcoming cultural or language barriers, so it's very effective.
In the case of 2PM, Nickun was able to crisscross through his home country Thailand and also China with commercials, movies, and dramas. And hopes are this will also be true for GOT7 members as well.
Looks like a romance film.
But their real secret weapon is their ability to draw in the crowds regardless of their nationalities. Especially the element of martial arts tricking, which combines b-boy elements with flashy kicks, turns, and martial art moves, drawing out gasps from the audience.
한 재작년쯤에 발목이 이렇게 꺾여서 떨어져가지고 막 뒤에 그래가지고 이제 부러졌었죠. 하다가 다행히 수술은 안 하고 통기부스를
The reason they're able to pull off performances like this with moves requiring such advanced skills is because of their strong foundation. It comes from the group's extended preparation. Apart from Youngjae, who was handpicked just 7 months before the group debuted, all other members had been in training for an average of 3.5 years.
거의 2년 정도 배웠어요. 당연히 힘들지만 뭐 멋있으니까 해야죠.
Before their debut, they received a nod of approval from the head of competitor YG Entertainment's founder, Young Hyun-suk, for their dancing and rapping skills. With years of training, they have been able to hone this to perfection.
와우.
더 큰 무대에서 날아다녔으면 좋겠다는 생각이 좀 들었어. 다 열심히 해서 빠른 시간 안에 보자.
Their passion and drive for perfection is one of the things behind their strong appeal to a broader audience, and their skyrocketing popularity is set to introduce a new era in the K-pop industry.
Their acrobatic moves and all that. They certainly have this unique vibe, something different from other idol groups.
Uh-oh, I think Shinji likes them.
Got a new fan right there. You're right. When it comes to, I guess, one of the main draws, it definitely has to be the martial arts tricking element to it because it does take the performances to an extra level beyond some of their contemporaries.
Okay, well, it's interesting that you should mention that the three representatives sort of...
Of the third generation.
Exactly, from the three entertainment agencies. You've got EXO, Winner, and GOT7. Tell us more about how each group is maybe different or
Well,
similar.
if you look at EXO, aside from their 12 members, which is a lot, right, and dividing into little mini groups as well too, they actually, I guess, target more of the younger audience as well too. And for them, their market, of course, is originally for the global market as well too. And when it comes to their fantasy elements they put into them, they have EXO Planet, so the group is also trying to add some of that mystical element to it. And also in the case of Winner, the members are all from the reality show, meaning that they had plenty of time to build up their fan base, and they're also very hands-on when it comes to writing their songs, lyrics, and producing. As you mentioned before, GOT7 itself, I mean, they're very into their performances with the acrobatic moves, and of course, you know, they are almost hitting that trifecta of hip-hop with the rapping, dancing, and with the performance base.
Okay, we mentioned that 3 of the members from GOT7 are not Korean, so they're from other parts, and I understand that JYP, SM, as well as YG, they actually have overseas auditions regularly to scout some of these guys, but there has to be a certain amount of cultural differences that they may be going through here in Korea. You know, they're at a home away from home. Sure. And, you know, how do they deal with that?
Well, definitely it is a big leap to come to another country to not only just live, but to perform as well too. And there's a lot of, I guess, invested interest put into that by the entertainment agency itself. In the case of Jackson, like he wanted to be in Korea and perform, but his parents, they're both gold medalists, and they've won international competitions as well too.
They're fencing? Or
yeah, and so we have Jackson as an up-and-coming fencing star, and so his parents said that before you go to Korea, you have to be the top fencer in your division before you go. And he did. He won 2 gold medals. Right? And that's when his parents were like, fine, you can go. Right? So there was definitely a lot of thought into that one. It's not something easy to undertake because it is coming to another culture and trying to perform there too.
So what are their future plans? What's ahead of them?
Succeed, make a lot of money.
But currently, they are actually in Japan right now. Even though their official album release is going to be happening next week on Wednesday, they have been in the country since the 7th of this month to tour around as more of a soft opening before their official debut. November is when they come back to Korea, so fans here have to wait just a little bit longer for them to come back and do their performances in country.
All right, and I'm sure their comeback will bring a lot of screams from the audience and fans. Thank you very much for that.
No problem.
Okay, well, as for GOT7 and a lot of those idols, they are really taking over the industry, but at #1 this week on our K-pop chart is an old-timer. We'll take a look.
잊혀지지